Hello and welcome to a smerdp video, and today we are celebrating 50 years of Wolverine with Marvel Legends series, and we have Wolverine from his Mandarin days, and we have Psylocke when she was the assassin for, I've forgotten his name already. Anyway, moving on very quickly and very embarrassingly, nice artwork on the side. Wielding the 10 rings and newly acquired ninja skills, Psylocke engages Wolverine in a telepathic battle for control. And here is the original one, Mandarin. There we go. But I'm sure there was somebody else. It's gonna bug the hell out of me. I'm really sorry. And like I said, very embarrassing. There we go. Nice Wolverine on the side. Let's get this open before I embarrass myself anymore. So just for clarification, it was Matsu who played a part in Betsy Braddock's mind and soul being put into Kawan's body, making her Lady Mandarin for the Mandarin, the ultimate assassin, so to speak. So these two figures, we've had a release of Wolverine before, but never one of Psylocke in this body armor. Now, as a long-time fan, I'm quite happy to have this release because I enjoy getting all my favorite characters in their various different costumes. Some get them more often than not. Psylocke probably doesn't get them more often than not, hence why we've never had Betsy in her original body, and I do hope seriously at some point that happens. And so first of all, this head sculpt is very bland, very simple, but the armor does look quite cool. I do like that, especially under here, this armor piece here, which is really nice. And then you've got the silver underneath there. I hope you can see that okay. So going around there, you got the little shoulder piece. It's not going to come out at all. So it does look great. And I prefer the other head sculpt. I'm going to be honest with you. I think the other head sculpt is tremendous. In terms of this figure, she comes with 2 closed fists. Articulation is going to be limited due to the extra armor. And I've got a new setup. So I usually end up knocking my thing. I will try not to knock it, but it is more than likely. You can get the head sort of around, but you're going to be pushing it to get it all the way around. You can lift the arm up. There is no butterfly in there, and you can swivel at the shoulder piece, if I can ever say the word correctly. This is a pinless body as well. You've got 2 points of movement on the arm, which is quite nice. Wrist can rotate, wrist can punch like so. There's movement on the upper torso, and that's pretty much it. She can sort of do the splits, but not wholly. You can see, I mean, you can sort of shift that out the way, but it's very difficult. You got to swivel there. You do have a double on the leg. Once again, you got to be careful when doing that, but you can get that up like so if you really want to, which does create some decent poses. And then you do have the nice lefty, righty, upsy, and downsy on the foot. So there is some nice articulation. One thing that I will say is I have struggled to keep her standing. So potentially there is a risk of this figure falling. Like so. She's going to want to fall. Now, come on. Do it. I'm sorry, I'm wasting your time here. There we go. We finally got her to stand up. Now, she comes with some accessories, which I will try and put on. I'm trying to understand how they work. And she comes with sort of 2 sort of clawy hands. Did I even show that? Like so. And obviously the Psylocke blast, which we have seen before, which I love. I'm certainly going to show that when I put this beautiful head sculpt on, because look how sinister that looks. That looks awesome. I like that. Right. Let's move Betsy out of the way. Just nicely so she doesn't fall over. Now, Wolverine. Now, I'm going to get this over with. We have seen a similar Wolverine to this before, and this is obviously a more updated body and a body that is used quite often with Wolverine. Now, you can bring in little baby. 1 minute. Which I was generally quite happy with this. This came in a retro card with a retro card figure, and I generally like it. My biggest gripe about this new figure is I have no idea what's gone wrong. You've got him looking sort of grumpy there, and then you've got him sort of with like a little smirk going on there. What we don't have is the black mask, apologies, covering the eyes, and a sort of an angry, growly face. That to me is very disappointing. Very disappointing indeed. We have 2 closed fists, which I am very happy with. We also don't get him coming with a sword. I can't remember. I mean, I haven't read these issues where the X-Men were believed dead and Wolverine was doing his thing around this sort of time. I can't remember if he did actually carry a sword or not, or whether they just gave him one for the sake of it, for the Maramusa blade, or even the Yashida blade. And I apologize if I've said any of that wrong. Most of these words I read in my head, so I'm probably saying them wrong anyway. So there we go. I just wanted to bring that out there. And you know, with Psylocke, I feel like a sword would have been cool with this Psylocke, because she does go around like killing people for like real. So that would have been cool, especially as we've had this little sword here. But I think it was probably more of an actual ninja sword with this figure. So there we go. Head can go up and down nicely there. Nice butterfly in there. This is pinless, unlike that other figure that I just showed you. There's swivel there. That's quite a loose joint. Swivel there. Double on the arm, so you can get him in some nice poses. Look at that. He's gonna, yeah. He's dangerous. He's got some crunch, crunch, crunch. He's got spin going on there. He's got a nice little waist going on there. He's got a little thing going on there. Got nice little arms going on there. That's not arms, that's a leg, you moron. What are you doing here? I have no idea. I'm just here for the fun of it. He can get into some gorgeous, gorgeous poses. So I'm going to change a few things around, and then we can have a look at the other parts, so to speak. This is why the other Wolverine head does not work, because, well, he's going to be fine now, so he's going to be a bit angry, a bit grumpy, you know, the usual Wolverine stuff, whereas, you know, he's not really going to be sort of smirking or doing whatever the hell he is doing there. So I've got her sort of controlling Wolverine. We've got the Psy knife in there, which is pretty awesome, and that, like I said, that beautiful head sculpt, which makes her look absolutely evil, sinister, whatever you want to call her. I think it looks fantastic, and that looks great. I will change over Wolverine in a little bit, but I really did just want to show off Psylocke. And we're not going to stand now, are we? Right, so just shifting Wolverine out very quickly. Let's just bring in Psylocke, because from this, she goes pretty much to this. Starts wearing this costume, which I find sort of weird, because I think Kawan perhaps sort of wore something similar before, so I can't remember if their minds were sort of blended a little bit. I think that's right. Maybe they were blended slightly, and perhaps that's why that sort of happened. But, you know, I just thought I'd show them together, because, well, if you got a Psylocke, you might as well show the other Psylocke, right? So if you want, you can use the sort of floaty things with the open hand to sort of be control Wolverine, etc. You can even put the smiley Wolverine face on there, maybe she's soothing him down with a nice dream. Who knows? Anyway, these two look great together. I think all that is left for me to do is to put the non-claw Wolverine hands on. And without ado, probably close this review. I think the thing with the open hands as well is going back to swords, is they are not really designed to be holding swords, which is probably the biggest disappointment of, I guess, this whole set. But you know, nonetheless, I think it's a nice set. I'm very glad to have this figure. Like I said, I'm very excited for this. A different Wolverine figure perhaps could have worked, but then I guess they're looking at the sort of the same era, because this was just after the sort of Oz piece where Wolverine was sort of similar to this and going around Mandarin, hiding his patch, etc., as he did, and wearing this costume when going out, but he wasn't popping his claws because he didn't want to reveal who he was. How on earth he got away with it, I do not know. But then again, it was the 80s. So, just trying something differently, I have put the head of the other Wolverine on there, and it does fit quite nicely. So you can achieve that if you have the other figure. I just find it's annoying, but then I guess I mean, not that I was selling the figure, to be fair, but then perhaps it stops a lot of people from selling that figure on. I'm not sure it's probably one of the most popular figures, but hey, it is what it is. And then obviously you've got the things on there, the nice hands, and these have the claws, whereas the original did not, which it probably makes sense with the original one that was achieved. The other difference is the belt buckle. This is just, well, it's just red and simple, really. And then there is the gloves, so you can see that as well. One thing that I have not given credit to is, actually, even though I moaned about the type of head sculpts that we've got, there is some nice facial stuff going on there, and you got a blue tint in the hair, which is pretty awesome. And I've managed to get Psylocke to hold a sword, but you can see not a gripping hand, and the only way I could achieve it was resting the sword in her hand. So there we go. I feel like I've covered everything. I may not have. I may have forgotten. I'll probably kick myself later. But I hope you like this video. If you do, please do support my channel by subscribing. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody that's subscribed to my channel already. Make sure you look after yourself. Very important these days. And as always, embrace geekiness. Take care. Goodbye.